Have you ever seen someone who always talks about how great they are? Maybe they show off their new phone, expensive clothes, or how much money they make. At first, you might feel impressed. But after some time, it gets boring. It feels fake. And the worst part? These people rarely become truly successful. Why? Because showing off is not real power. Real power is quiet. Real success doesn't need to scream. It shows itself without words. If you want to win in life, if you want real respect, real confidence, and real success, then you must stop showing off. In this video, you will learn why showing off is the worst thing you can do and what to do instead. Stay with me till the end. This might be the turning point of your life. 1. Showing off comes from insecurity. Let's start with a deep truth that most people don't want to admit. People show off because they don't feel good enough on the inside. They might act confident. They might walk like a winner, speak loudly, dress in expensive clothes, or post everything on social media. But inside, there is a feeling of emptiness. There is a silent fear that they are not enough. That is the real reason behind showing off. It all begins with insecurity. Insecurity means not feeling secure in who you are. You don't feel proud of yourself unless others clap for you. You need people to praise you to feel okay. This is why some people always try to look successful. They want others to believe they are rich, smart, happy, or powerful, even when they are not. They think if the world believes it, maybe it will feel real. Imagine a man who just bought a brand new luxury car. He posts pictures of it from every angle. People start liking, sharing, and commenting things like, "Wow, amazing car." But here's what they don't know. That man took a huge loan to buy that car. He's now under pressure every month to pay the bank. He worries about money. He cuts down on other things, food, fun, family, just to keep up his image. That car doesn't represent success. It's not a trophy. It's a trap. It's not a sign of wealth. It's a mask to cover up the fear of not being good enough. This is the problem with showing off. You are not doing things to improve your life. You are doing them to impress others. You're not buying the car for comfort. You're buying it for attention. You're not posting your achievements to inspire. You're posting them to feel liked. But the truth is, likes fade. Comments stop. People move on. And when the applause is gone, you feel empty again. You need another post, another praise, another fake proof of success. This cycle never ends. True confidence is completely different. It doesn't need to be seen. It doesn't need to be shouted. It doesn't beg for attention. When you are truly confident, you don't need anyone's permission to feel good about yourself. You don't need people to notice your progress. You know who you are. You know what you're building. You're at peace, even when nobody is watching. You don't need to post everything you do. You don't need to talk about every step you take. Let your work speak for you. Let your silence become your strength. The loudest person in the room is often the weakest. The quiet one is usually doing the most powerful work. So stop chasing attention. Stop begging the world to tell you that you're enough. Start building the kind of life that speaks for itself. Work on your skills. Build your mindset. Strengthen your discipline. Not for the camera, not for the world, but for you. Because you don't need to look powerful. You need to be powerful. And that journey starts the moment you stop showing off and start showing up. 2. When you show off, you invite fake friends and real enemies. Let's imagine a simple situation. You just bought a brand new phone, an expensive one. You're proud of it, So you take a picture and post it online. Within minutes, likes start coming in. Comments follow. Wow, nice phone. You're doing well. I'm jealous in a good way. You feel good. You feel seen. You feel important. But behind those comments, there's a truth you may not see. Are they really happy for you? Maybe some are, but many are not. Some people feel jealous. Others start comparing your life with theirs. Some may feel small or even angry inside. And a few may suddenly become too friendly, acting like they care, just to stay close to your success. Not because they love you, but because they think you can give them something. Maybe money, maybe status, maybe connection. These are not true friends. They are fake. But they won't show it immediately. They will smile, clap, and support you on the surface. But they don't really wish you well. This is the danger of showing off. You don't attract love. You attract attention. And attention is not always a good thing. In fact, it's often very risky. You start pulling people into your life who only want to be around you because of what you have, not who you are. They don't care about your heart, your dreams, or your struggles. They just want your things, your car, your phone, your money, your popularity. And when those things are gone, so are they. Worse than fake friends are hidden enemies. These people look happy for you, but inside, they are waiting for you to fail. They're watching you closely. They're quiet, but not because they respect you, because they are planning to talk behind your back. The more you show off, the more you give these enemies power. You give them a reason to gossip, to attack, or to bring you down. When you let everyone see your every success, you open the door to every kind of energy, good and bad. You create noise around your life, and noise invites trouble. So how do you protect yourself? Be like the real winners. They don't shout about their every move. They don't show off every purchase or every success. They stay calm. They stay focused. They protect their peace. Real winners build relationships with people who care about their soul, not their stuff. They trust slowly. They share quietly. They grow silently. And when they win, their circle celebrates, not because of jealousy, but out of true respect. If you want to build a strong life, stop trying to impress the crowd. Start investing in character. Work in silence. Build in peace. Let your results speak for themselves. And most importantly, surround yourself with people who love you for who you are, not what you own. Because the moment you stop showing off is the moment your real life begins. 3. You waste energy on image, not growth. Have you ever thought about how much time and energy it takes to keep up an image? Every time you post something online just to impress others, you're using your mental energy. Every time you talk about how great you are to get someone's attention, you're using your focus. You might feel good for a moment, but that moment quickly disappears. And what are you left with? Nothing that moves your life forward. Now imagine using that same energy to do something that actually improves you. What if you used those hours to read a book that changes the way you think? What if you use that time to learn a new skill, to exercise, to build something, or to work on your dream? The truth is, growth doesn't need an audience. It needs your attention, your time, and your daily effort. Showing off takes a lot of mental space. You're always thinking, what should I post next? Or how can I get more likes? You begin to live for the approval of others. This is a dangerous mindset. It turns your life into a performance. You stop living for yourself. You stop focusing on your own growth. Instead, you start living like a character in a show. You're acting for the camera, not living for your goals. You might start dressing a certain way just to get compliments. You might spend hours editing photos or thinking of captions. You might even do things you don't enjoy just to get noticed. Slowly, your life becomes more about appearance and less about progress. And here's the biggest danger. While you're busy building your image, you forget to build your future. Real growth is quiet. It doesn't need to be shared every day. Think about a gym. It's full of hard work. People sweat, they struggle, they try again and again. But the results? They come slowly. They don't appear overnight. You don't see them after one workout. But after weeks, months, and years, you see the difference. And you didn't need to post about it every day. Think about a student who studies late at night. Nobody claps for them while they read alone. They don't get likes for turning pages. But when exam day comes, their results speak for them. Or think of the young entrepreneur who works quietly on a business idea. They don't talk about it much. They just build. And one day, their success surprises everyone. That can be you. You can choose to use your energy wisely. You can stop performing for the world and start preparing for your future. When you stop wasting energy on image and start investing it in real growth, you begin to build something powerful, something lasting. So ask yourself, do you want people to clap for your pictures today or for your real success tomorrow? Because the moment you stop living to impress others is the moment you start living to improve yourself. 4. The world respects the humble, not the loud. Let's be honest. Showing off might get attention, but it rarely earns respect. People might look at you for a moment. They might notice your clothes, your car, or your words. But that attention doesn't last. Why? Because attention is easy to get, but respect is something you earn. Respect doesn't come from being loud. It comes from being consistent, kind, and quietly strong. Think about the people you truly admire. Maybe it's a teacher, a leader, a mentor, or someone in your family. Ask yourself, were they always talking about how great they were? Did they keep showing off their success? Probably not. The people you respect most are often the ones who stay calm in every situation. They don't need to shout. They don't need to prove anything. Their actions speak louder than any words. On the other hand, when someone is always talking about themselves, how rich they are, how smart they are, how hard they work, it starts to feel fake. It feels like they're trying too hard to be noticed, and when someone tries too hard, it usually means they're hiding something. People may listen to them, but deep down, they don't admire them. They may smile in front of them, but they don't take them seriously. There's a big difference between noise and impact. Noise is loud, but empty. Impact is quiet, but powerful. The people who make real changes in the world are not always the ones in the spotlight. They are the ones working behind the scenes. They are focused on their mission. And when their work is done, the world notices. Not because they shouted, but because their results speak for them. When you show off, what you're really saying is, "Look at me." You're asking for attention. But when you are truly powerful, people look at you without you asking. They whisper, "Who is that?" Not because of your words, but because of your work. They respect your discipline. They admire your patience. They trust your consistency. The world doesn't need more loud people. It needs more humble leaders. It needs more people who can stay grounded even when they win. More people who don't need to stand on a stage to feel important. people who let their results do the talking. So, if you want true respect, you don't need to be the loudest in the room. You need to be the most focused, the most committed, the most real. Stay silent when others are shouting. Stay humble when others are bragging. Stay working when others are watching. Because in the end, it's not your words that people remember. It's your example. It's your attitude. It's your quiet strength. Be humble, be real, and let the world hear your results, not your voice. 5. People forget what you show, but they remember how you made them feel. In today's world, it's easy to think that what we show people is the most important thing. A fancy car, expensive shoes, a vacation picture on a beautiful beach, a perfectly edited selfie. These things get likes, hearts, and comments. But here's the truth. All of these things fade. People see them, they scroll, they move on. What you show doesn't stay in their mind. It's temporary. But what people never forget is how you made them feel. Think about it. Maybe someone once showed off in front of you, talked about their money, their success, or made you feel small just to feel big. How did it make you feel? Probably not good. You may not remember exactly what they said or what they wore, but you remember the feeling they gave you. You remember feeling ignored, less important, or even embarrassed. That kind of feeling stays. It creates distance. It builds walls, not bridges. When you show off, the hidden message is often, "Look how much better I am than you." Even if you don't say it directly, people can feel it. And most people don't enjoy being around someone who constantly tries to prove they're better. It makes them feel unimportant. It makes them feel jealous or small. And when people feel bad around you, they won't stay for long. Or worse, they will stay with a bad heart, waiting for the day you fall so they can enjoy your failure. But when you're humble, it's completely different. Humble people don't try to shine by dimming others. They lift others up while they grow. They celebrate their wins without making others feel like losers. They don't need to show they are great. They let their actions and attitudes speak. And this is what makes them unforgettable. People always remember the ones who made them feel seen, heard, respected, inspired. They remember the ones who helped them without showing off. They remember the ones who stayed calm when they had every reason to boast. That's real influence. That's real power. So instead of showing off your clothes, show kindness. Instead of posting your new phone, give your time to someone who needs help. Instead of making others feel small, make them feel strong. Because one day, all your expensive things may be gone, but the way you made others feel will stay in their hearts forever. Be the kind of person who doesn't need a stage to shine. Be the one who people think about and say, "They made me feel strong. They believed in me. They inspired me." That's the kind of memory that never fades. In the end, people forget your status, but they never forget your spirit. Choose to be remembered for your heart, not your image. 6. Success is a journey, not a show. In the age of social media, many people believe success is about how things look. They think success means having perfect photos, showing off money, or telling the world how busy they are. But that's not real success. That's just performance. That's just noise. True success doesn't need to be shown every day. It needs to be built every day. You don't need to prove your worth to the world every single morning. You don't need to show people that you're working hard or moving fast. What you really need is to focus on growing. Quietly, consistently, That's what brings real, lasting results. Because success is not a one-time event. It's not a race. It's a journey. A long, patient journey that requires effort, mistakes, lessons, and time. Most truly successful people are not loud. They don't post their every move online. They don't talk about every small win. They just work. Day by day, step by step. They build habits. They develop skills. They stay focused. And when the results finally arrive, they don't need to tell the world, because the world can already see it. Think of a tree. When it's growing underground, nobody sees the roots. There's no sound, no applause. But when it breaks the surface and grows tall, strong, and beautiful, everyone notices. The same is true for your success. What happens in silence is often what matters most. If you keep growing quietly, the day will come when your results will speak so loudly that you won't need to. Don't rush to show off progress that isn't fully ready. Sometimes people show success too soon. They get excited and post about every step. But if the foundation is not strong, that success can fall apart. If it comes too fast, it can leave just as quickly. Flashy success often fades. But slow, steady success, that lasts a lifetime. So be patient, be disciplined, focus on the long game. Build something that doesn't just look good, but something that is strong. Something that can survive storms. Something that doesn't depend on outside praise to stand tall. Real success doesn't need filters. It doesn't need followers. It needs focus, grit, and time. Every day that you stay quiet and keep working, you are getting closer to your dreams. Even if no one claps. Even if no one sees. Remember, the world may not notice your efforts today, but one day they will not be able to ignore your results. So don't make your life a show. Make it a masterpiece. Don't chase the spotlight. Chase self-mastery. Because true success is not about how many people are watching you. It's about how far you've come, even when no one was. 7. Showing off makes you depend on external validation. There is a hidden trap behind showing off. At first it feels good. You post a picture, share your success, or talk about your achievements. People notice. They praise you. They like your posts. Maybe some even compliment you. You feel happy, even proud. But that feeling doesn't last. It's just temporary. And here lies the trap. The more you show off, the more you need to keep showing off. It becomes a cycle, like a never-ending loop. You show off. People clap. You feel good inside. But soon, the applause fades. The likes stop coming as often. Comments slow down, and suddenly, you feel empty again. You need more attention, more praise, more approval to feel good about yourself. You become dependent on other people's opinions. You need their claps to feel confident. This is a dangerous addiction. It's like living on a roller coaster. Up and down. One moment you feel high, the next you feel low. Your happiness depends on how many people see and praise you. Your self-worth depends on how many hearts your posts get. This is not freedom. This is not power. This is being controlled by the outside world. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine building your confidence from the inside. Imagine loving yourself even when no one is watching. Imagine working hard even when no one is clapping. Imagine feeling proud of yourself because you know you are improving, not because others say so. This is true freedom. This is real power. When your confidence comes from inside, you are unstoppable. You don't need the world to approve you to feel worthy. You don't need to perform every day for likes or comments. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You know your value. You trust your journey. You keep going even when the world is quiet. This inner strength is what creates lasting success, because real success is not about public praise. It's about private progress. It's about the hours nobody sees, the sacrifices nobody knows, the discipline that is quiet but strong, the small steps forward that add up to a big change. Don't let your self-worth depend on external applause. Don't build your confidence on likes and comments. Build a confidence that no one can take away. A confidence that shines when the world is silent. A confidence that says, I am enough, even if no one else says it. You are not what others say you are. You are what you believe about yourself. So start believing in the power inside you. The power that needs no approval. The power that keeps you strong when no one is watching. That power will carry you far beyond any applause. Remember, the greatest achievements often happen in silence. The strongest people often walk alone. And the most confident hearts are those that don't depend on the noise of the crowd. Build that inner strength today. Be your own biggest fan. And watch how your life changes when your confidence belongs only to you. 8. People who show off stop learning. One of the biggest dangers of showing off is that it can stop you from learning. When you think you already know everything, you stop growing. When you believe you have already arrived, you stop moving forward. And this is the beginning of failure. Many people destroy their future because they want to look perfect right now. They want to show the world that they are smart, successful, or talented. So they stop asking questions. They don't want to seem weak or unsure. They don't seek help from others. They don't listen to advice. Why? Because they are too busy protecting their image. Imagine someone who always tries to look perfect. They never admit mistakes. They never say, I don't know. They don't want to ask for help because it might make them look small in front of others. So they stay quiet and pretend they have all the answers. But inside, they are stuck. They stop growing. They stop learning new things. And the world around them keeps changing. The more they try to look smart, the more they fall behind. This is a serious problem. Growth comes from learning, from being curious, and from being willing to change. If you want to improve, you must admit that you don't know everything. You must be ready to ask questions, even if they seem simple. You must listen carefully to advice and be open to new ideas. The wise person is always learning. They understand that knowledge is endless and that every day is a chance to become better. Real strength is not in pretending to be perfect. Real strength is in being honest with yourself. It's in saying, I don't know, but I want to learn. It's in being brave enough to ask for help. It's in accepting that mistakes are part of the process. When you do this, you open the door to growth and success. People who show off often think they are above learning. They believe they must always seem strong and perfect. But this attitude stops them from reaching their full potential. The truth is, the smartest and strongest people are those who never stop learning. They stay humble. They stay curious. They keep pushing themselves to grow. So don't waste your time trying to look perfect. Instead, focus on becoming better. Ask questions. Listen to others. Read books. Take courses. Try new things. Make mistakes and learn from them. This is how you keep growing and improving every day. Remember, no one knows everything. Everyone is a student in the school of life. The moment you stop learning is the moment you start falling behind. But the moment you stay curious and humble is the moment you begin a lifelong journey of success and growth. Be wise, be humble, be curious, and never stop learning. 9. The most dangerous thing. You might start believing your own hype. There is one danger in showing off that many people do not see coming. When you show off too much, you might begin to believe the image you have created about yourself. You start thinking that you are more successful than you really are. You start believing that you are smarter, stronger, or more powerful than you actually are. This is a very dangerous place to be. When you believe your own hype, you stop growing. You stop working hard. You stop learning new things. You become comfortable with where you are. You think you have already won the game. But in reality, the game is still going on, and you are not ready for the next challenge. This is how many people fall. They feel they have already reached the top. They feel they are the best. They stop training their skills. They stop improving themselves. They stop pushing forward. But life does not wait. Life keeps changing. New problems come. New competitors appear. And if you are not prepared, these changes can hit you hard. Imagine an athlete who wins one race and then stops training. They believe they are the fastest. But soon, other athletes get better. The once fast athlete falls behind because they stopped working. The same thing happens in life. If you believe you have already arrived, you stop growing, and you start falling behind. This is why it is so important to stay humble. Stay grounded. Remember where you started. Remember the hard work it took to get where you are now. Keep the mindset of a student, always ready to learn, always ready to improve. No matter how much success you have, never think you have made it. Success is not a destination. It is not a place you arrive at once and then relax. Success is a discipline. It is a way of living. It means you keep working every day. You keep learning every day. You keep improving every day. Even when things seem good, you do not stop. The moment you start believing your own hype is the moment you become your own biggest enemy. You stop seeing your weaknesses. You stop fixing your mistakes. You lose the hunger to get better. And that is when failure can come suddenly and strongly. So if you want to keep growing, keep winning, keep being successful, remember this. Never believe you are perfect. Never believe you know everything. Never believe you have made it. Always stay humble. Always stay a student. Always keep pushing yourself to be better. When you do this, you will protect yourself from the trap of your own hype. You will keep moving forward. You will stay strong even when life becomes difficult. And one day, your real success will shine. Not because you showed it off, but because you earned it through constant growth. 10. You block your real relationships. When you show off, you build a wall between yourself and the people around you. You focus on your things, your car, your clothes, your phone, your social media status, and people start to see those things instead of your heart. They see your status instead of your true self. And slowly, you lose the chance to build deep and meaningful connections with others. Real relationships are not built on appearances. They are built on honesty, trust, and understanding. Real friendships come from being yourself, not from showing off what you have. Real love grows in simplicity. It grows when people see your real feelings, your struggles, and your dreams, not your trophies or your image. Ask yourself a question. Do you want friends who like you because of your car or your clothes? Or do you want friends who will stand by you when everything is gone? Do you want people who care about your social media likes? Or do you want people who care about your true happiness? The difference is huge. When you are busy showing off, you push away the people who could truly support you. They cannot see the real you behind the mask. They see only the surface, the image you want to show. But that image is not real. It is just a mask, and masks do not build trust or love. The moment you stop showing off, you allow others to see the real you. You drop the mask. You share your true feelings, your true struggles, and your true dreams. And that is when real relationships begin. When you are honest, you attract people who appreciate you for who you are. People who love you not because of what you have, but because of who you are inside. Remember, you do not need to impress anyone to be worthy of love. Your worth is not in your trophies or possessions. Your worth is in your truth. It is in your kindness, your honesty, your heart. The more real you become, the more real people will come into your life. People who will support you, encourage you, and stand by you through good times and bad. Real relationships give you strength. They help you grow. They make life richer and more meaningful. But these relationships cannot grow if you keep building walls of show and image. You must break those walls down. You must be willing to be vulnerable and real. So choose to be real. Choose to be honest. Choose to let others see the true you. Because the true you is enough. You don't need to show off to be loved. You just need to be yourself. When you do this, you will find friendships that last a lifetime. You will find love that is deep and true. And you will find peace in knowing you are accepted for who you really are. 11. Quiet confidence attracts real opportunities. Here is a powerful truth that many people don't realize. Those who have quiet confidence are the ones who get the best opportunities in life. Why is that? Because quiet confidence means focus, seriousness, and steady work. It means you don't waste time trying to prove yourself. Instead, you let your work speak for you. And when you do this, the right people notice you. Leaders notice quiet confidence. Employers notice quiet confidence. Investors notice quiet confidence. Wise people do not trust the loud mouths, the people who shout about how great they are. They trust the silent workers, the ones who listen, learn, and quietly get things done. That is real power. Imagine you walk into a room full of people. One person is loudly talking about how amazing he is. He talks about his success and how much he knows. Another person is sitting quietly, listening carefully, asking thoughtful questions, and working on something important. Who would you trust more? Most people would trust the calm, focused person. That person shows quiet confidence. Quiet confidence does not mean you are shy or afraid to speak. It means you believe in yourself without needing to prove it to others. You are calm because you know your value. You do not need to be loud to be seen. You do not need to brag to be respected. Instead, your actions and your attitude create respect naturally. Showing off might get some attention, but it often pushes the right people away. People who are serious about success want to be around others who are serious too. When you show off, it can seem like you are more interested in yourself than in your work or your team. But when you build quiet strength, you show that you care about results, not just about looking good. When you have quiet confidence, you attract the right mentors, people who can guide you and help you grow. You attract the right team, people who work hard and share your values. You attract the right opportunities, projects and chances that can truly change your life. Remember, success is not about being the loudest. It's about being the strongest inside. When you develop quiet confidence, doors open naturally. People want to work with you. People want to learn from you. People want to help you succeed. So focus on building your skills. Focus on working hard every day. Focus on growing quietly, steadily, and with purpose. Let your results speak louder than words. Trust that the right opportunities will come when you show up with quiet confidence. The world respects those who work silently and act wisely. Be that person. Be confident in your quiet strength. And watch how your life changes when you stop showing off and start showing up. 12. Your value is in what you give, not what you show. Here is something many people never fully understand. Your true value is not in what you show to others. It is in what you give to others. You don't become powerful by talking about yourself or showing off your success. You become powerful by helping others. You don't earn respect by showing your money or your possessions. You earn respect by sharing your wisdom, your kindness, and your strength. Think about the people you admire most in life. Is it the person who talks loudly about their success? Or is it the person who quietly helps others, listens carefully, and supports those around them? The most valuable people in the world are givers. They give knowledge. They give time. They give care. They give support. They give love. They give ideas. And that is what people truly remember. When you enter a room, people don't notice the brand of clothes you wear or the phone you carry. What they notice is the value you bring. They notice if you have kindness in your heart. They notice if you have something helpful to share. They notice if you listen, encourage, and uplift others. This is what makes you stand out, not your possessions, not your image. Many people spend their lives trying to show off. They want others to see their success. They want others to admire their things. But this is a shallow way to live. It creates distance between you and others. It builds walls around you, and it leaves you empty inside. But when you focus on giving, your life becomes rich and full. When you give your knowledge, you help others grow. When you give your time, you build trust. When you give your kindness, you create connection. When you give your support, you make others stronger. And when you give your love, you change lives. Giving does not mean you lose something. It means you create something much greater. It means you build relationships that last. It means you become a person others want to be around. It means you leave a positive mark on the world. So every day, ask yourself, what can I give today? Not, what can I show today? When you focus on giving, you start becoming truly powerful. Your confidence grows, not because of your image, but because of your impact. Your success becomes meaningful, not because of applause, but because of difference you make. Remember, the world needs more givers, not show-offs. The world needs people who care more about others than about themselves. The world needs those who build others up, not those who tear others down. Be the person who gives knowledge, kindness, and support. Be the person who adds value in every conversation, every action, and every moment. Be the person who is remembered not for what they had, but for what they gave. Because your true value is in your giving. And when you give, you become truly powerful. 13. You become a slave to other people's opinions. This is the final and one of the most dangerous traps of showing off. When you make your life about showing off, you slowly become a slave to other people's opinions. You begin living your life not for yourself, but for the likes, views, and comments you get from others. Your happiness depends on what others think about you. This is a very risky place to be. When you show off too much, you start dressing for others, not for yourself. You start talking in ways that you think will impress people, not in ways that express your true feelings. You start acting like someone you are not, just to fit in or get approval. And step by step, you lose your real self. Think about a bird in a cage. At first, it might feel safe inside the cage, but it is not free. It cannot fly or sing its own song. This is what happens when you live for other people's opinions. You lose your freedom. You become trapped in a cage made of likes and comments. You do not live your life. Instead, you live the life others want to see. True freedom means living on your own terms. It means making choices that feel right for you, not choices that look good to others. True confidence means knowing who you are without needing others to tell you. It means loving yourself even when no one else is watching. But when your self-worth depends on applause from others, you will always be chasing it. And no matter how much you get, it will never be enough. Chasing other people's approval is like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. No matter how much you pour in, the bucket will never be full. You will always want more likes, more praise, more attention. And the more you want, the more tired and unhappy you become. But here is the good news. You can let go of that cage. You can stop living for other people's opinions. You can choose to live for your own truth. You can build a life that feels good on the inside, not just one that looks good on the outside. When you stop caring about showing off, something amazing happens. You start living with real freedom. You start feeling real peace inside. You start discovering real power, the power that comes from being true to yourself. This power cannot be taken away by anyone. It is yours, always. So, break free from the need to show off. Stop chasing approval. Stop living for others. Live for yourself. Live with honesty, courage, and kindness. Build a life that makes your heart happy. And watch how your world changes when you find the freedom to be truly you. Final words. Let your growth be the loudest thing about you. In a world full of noise, full of people shouting to be noticed, be the quiet one who is actually doing the work. In a world full of performers trying to impress, be the one who is building something real and lasting. While others are busy trying to look successful, you will be too busy becoming successful. Remember this. Showing off is often a cry for attention. It is a way people ask others to see them and admire them. But real winners don't cry for attention. Real winners earn respect through hard work, discipline, and silent action. They don't chase likes or followers. They chase legacy. They don't want to impress strangers. They want to improve themselves. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to post your every achievement or show off your possessions. What you need is to become the best version of yourself, for yourself. The more time you spend showing off, the less time you have to grow, learn, and improve. But when you stop showing off and start showing up, everything changes. The world will notice, not because you shouted the loudest, but because your results speak for themselves. So, walk away from the need to be seen and admired. Walk toward the desire to grow and improve. Keep your head down, your heart strong, and your focus clear. The real flex is not about what people think of you. The real flex is how much you grow, how much you improve, and how much you push yourself every day, especially when no one is watching. Your success doesn't need to make noise. It just needs to be real. So now, go be great, silently, powerfully, and unshakably.